sunshines. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I hope that y'all are well. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, lovey. All right. So I didn't remember to put this in the comments. But there's this quiz, y'all, and I am going to try to see if I can pin it. Hey, my loves. I'm going to try to see if I can pin it. So there's this quiz that's going around. It's this keeper quiz, right? Hey, lovey. It's this keeper quiz going around. And what you're doing is that you're filling out this quiz to see, according to your standards and according to your requirements, the percentage of type of men or the percentage of men that meet your requirements that live in your country. And so this quiz has been going around. I don't know if you took it. If you're on my email list, I put it in my email. If you're not on my email list, I'm going to try to see if I can pin it to this live so you can take it. It's called the Love at First Match Male and Female Standards Calculator for the U.S. Census. Okay? So really excited about that. I'm about to explain and break this down for y'all. Y'all, please don't come in here with this advertisement because I'm going to have to go ahead and block you, beloved. Because it's just so dishonorable to come and enter into my space and not speak, to not acknowledge what's happening, but then to try to advertise your business is crazy work. So let me go ahead and block that person. Y'all couldn't see it because the words were coming in and I can see the words. All right. So I haven't taken it with the notion it's funny. Girl, I took it and I'm going to show y'all my score. But I'm going to go through the test real quick with y'all. And I'm not going to be able to pin it, but we're going to figure this out. So I'm going to show y'all the test and what it looks like. So it basically is this percent. Y'all excuse the cracks on my thing. But it's basically this percentage where it goes through everything and it tells you, like, you answer the questions. If you're looking for men, do you want kids? Do you want the man to have kids? How old? What's the age range? The height? The minimum amount of income? The ethnicity? The hair color? The eye color? The education, the religion, if the person smokes, drinks, and excluding the fact that they're married or if they are obese, right? These are the categories that are on this census that's basically trying to see and calculate your percentage to see what's the percentage of that type of mate, or how many people in the United States basically live up to the requirements and standards that you have. So a lot of women have been taking this test and men have been having a field day about it, okay? They've been having a field day about it. I'm going to show you my results. And I'm going to tell you how I'm not having a field day about it and how I'm not messed up about it and how you can shift your perspective. This is really going to be a great live if you are seeking to manifest a specific type of individual, whether that be a partner, a client, a friend. So I'm really going to support you in figuring that out. And I'm going to show you exactly why I'm not messed up about this number. So according to my standards that I have set for myself, right? In the United States, this is the percentage of men that meet my standards. 0.0108, okay? Literally not even 1% of men in the United States meet the standard that I say according to my requirements, right? So that looks like out of 164 billion, right? Out of 164 million men, 178,000 meet my qualifications, right? Now, a lot of people would look at that number and be like, oh my God, that's so slim. That's 1%. That's less than 1%. That's this, that's that, right? And so a lot of women were getting culture shock because they were like, oh my God, maybe the person that I really want doesn't exist, or maybe this, maybe that, da 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 da. My mind frame about this whole scenario is that's not really it. Come on, Chelsea. You know where I'm finna go. Come on, Chelsea. See, my girl, no. You already know where I'm finna go with this. Exactly. Good thing I only need one out of this 178,000, right? That qualify or meet my standards. So I'm going to go deep into this today to kind of support you if you're wanting to manifest your specific type of person, so that you're not actually getting discouraged by what you see, but you actually get encouraged by what you see. Because this had me lit. This simply reminded me, number one, I'm not for everybody. Number two, okay, let's get into it. I am a rare breed, so I understand because I'm a rare breed. Of course, the man that I want is going to be a rare breed as well. So I'm not caught off guard. I'm not hurt. I'm not feeling any kind of way about any of this. I'm actually excited to be able to see this. And you should be excited to see this too if you are a woman who has been doing her work. I am going to give you literally 5 things that are going to be very important for you to put into place if you are trying to manifest a specific type of person, partner, friend, client, all of these type of things, because there's 4 key things that you need to think about, and there's a 5th thing that I'm gonna tap into towards the end. All right, but for those who do not know me, my name is L. Antoinette. I'm a feminine lifestyle strategist. What I do is I support my clients literally in 3 key areas. I use scripture, science, and psychology to be able to support my clients in mastering their authentic feminine design, hey my love, regulating their emotions, as well as, okay, creating seamless income, because that's what you need to be out here doing if you are a woman in 2024, okay, operating in the fullness of her femininity. So I'm so excited, so excited about what I'm going to be talking about today, because I think people took this quiz, and if you haven't taken the quiz and you want the quiz, the title of it, like I said, is it's a keeper. Let me see, You can Google it, but if you're on my email list, you have it in my email, and it's basically, let me see, with this name. It is titled Love at First Match, the Male and Female Standards Calculator for the U.S. Census Data. Okay, so yeah, we're really going to tap into it. And based on the U.S. Census data, I own 178,000 men in the United States meet my standards and qualify initially as the type of men that I would actually be interested in. Okay, so I'm going to break these things down. Before I get into this, I want to go ahead and let you know, right? I want you to know that, number one, you are high value currency. You are time, energy, attention, and money. So if you lack any of these things, you have to ask yourself why. There's no reason for you to ask anyone else, okay? You are comprised of Chronos time, Kairos time, which is your chronological time, okay? Which is also your Kairos time, which is your seasonal time, meaning that you're going to have ebbs and flows, you're going to have ups and downs, and that's basically a part of the cycle of life, okay? You also are energy. And so when you understand that you are energy, you understand first and foremost that the energy within you is divine. When you understand the energy within you is divine, you begin to become very careful and intentional about how and what you're going to put your energy into. Okay. It's so vital and so important for you to understand the divineness of your energy, so that you don't find yourself being one of these nice women who allows their hearts to be stomped over and their boundaries to be ran over just because you want to look like a good person. Okay, so you have to understand that your energy is divine, so you know exactly what and who to give your energy to. You also have to understand that you are also attention. Okay, whatever you focus on is literally going to grow. If you focus on the horrible things in life, those things are going to continue to get fed. If you focus on the beautiful things in your life, those things are going to continue to expand. Everything in life, and I always say this all the time to my friends in private, I don't say it a lot on live, but what you have to understand is that life is literally 90% about belief, about what you believe, and 10% about what you do, because that is how powerful your beliefs are. Okay, so understand, whatever you focus your attention on, that's what's going to grow. Now let's get into the aspect of money really quickly. Money literally is made up of 75% cotton, 25% linen. The $100 bill in your pocket literally has no real authentic value other than the value that the paper that is printed on. And when you begin to understand that you are the value, you are the one that brings value to other people's lives, you are the one that brings value to your company, you are the one that brings value to every situation that you involve yourself in, you begin to stop worshiping money, you begin to stop loving money, and you learn how to create money for yourself. You understand that you are money, so it's nothing for you to create an external manifestation of what you already are on the internal, which is extremely valuable. So in order for you to be able to create external value, one has to understand their own internal value primarily first. Okay, so that's that. You are time, energy, attention, and money. You are high level currency. Put in the comments for me, I am high level currency, because I need you to understand your value before I start tapping into you attracting a specific type of person, or you attracting or manifesting, certain type of people into your experience. I need you to know your value first. So put in the comments for me, I am high level currency. Okay, so we can move forward into today's topic and really dive deep into it. All right, so put that in the comments for me. I need you to have that understanding. because that's vital before you even think about trying to manifest a specific type of person into your life and your experience, okay? Now I'm telling you this, what I'm about to tell you is what I have done to be able to manifest clients, to be able to manifest specific type of friendships, and even dating suitors, okay? Like, I definitely have done all of this for what I'm telling you. I've done all these steps to be able to manifest specifically. So I want to give you all of that today, and I want you to get some realness going on, okay? For those who are joining, I'm talking about the test that's out. It's the U.S. Census data called the Keeper. And what's happening in that test is that you are literally putting your standards out there. If you want men that smoke, if you want a man that makes six figures, if you want this, if you want that, you're putting these things out there, and they're letting you know the percentage of men that live in the states that meet your standards. Okay? So, and people are getting a shock. And like I said, my results, I had 0.108. I didn't even get 1%. Not even 1% of the men in the United States meet the standards and the requirements that I set initially for them to even get access to me. Okay? I didn't get discouraged about that. That literally added up to being about 178,000 out of 176 million. Okay? Still really great numbers. And it then becomes like, okay, what's the reality of me being able to meet these people, connect with these people, and all that type of stuff? I got you. Don't trip. Don't worry. Okay, so now that you know that you're a high level currency, the next thing I need you to understand is that your belief impacts your biology, and your biology influences the way you behave. If you were to receive a contract right now from a very extremely rich celebrity that said that they were going to give you $5 million and you signed the contract, and they said all you have to do is meet me at the post office at 4:30 tomorrow morning in Philly. Let's say you live in New Orleans, right? I guarantee you're going to find all the money you can. You're going to call all your people. You're going to call everyone you know to be able to get you a ticket to Philly tomorrow so that you can be there before 4:30 a.m., okay? So that you can make sure that you collect your check from this famous celebrity. Now, what we know is true is this. Any lawyer can get out of, okay, a contract. All you need to do to get out of a contract is have a really, really good lawyer. So you have faith in that contract. You have faith in this person willing to give you $5 million, but you do not have that same type of faith when it comes down to your own ability to be able to, attract, or to be able to achieve, or to be able to experience, which is very unfortunate because you have more faith in a system that is designed to set you up for failure than you have in the one that created you, that literally tells you that you have creative and witty inventions in your very being. You can make money on your own. You literally are never by yourself. I'm literally not going to leave you out here starving if I've given you ideas. All these things are literally sitting there in scripture. It's up to you to believe them. So your belief impacts your biology, and your biology influences the way you behave. You thought about that check was going to be coming for you. The body got into agreement with that. You got on the phone and start calling everybody. The result is you were at the post office at 4:30 a.m. Okay, that's literally how you manifested a $5 million experience from this particular type of person. So this is you understanding how it works. Manifestation is not this whole magical thing. People make it more mystical than what it really is. I'm really going to break it down for you, and I don't know if you're going to like what I have to say, but I am going to tell you the truth. The one thing about me, I will laugh, I will play, I will clown, but I'm absolutely going to tell you the truth if you are really wanting to manifest things into your life, or manifest certain people into your life. Because you don't manifest things. Let me be very clear. You manifest versions of yourself who can manage these things, because it's nothing to get something. It is nothing to get something. You really have an understanding, and you really know you're in something when you know how to sustain it, when you know how to maintain it, when you know how to keep it going. If you don't know how to keep it going, you really ain't doing nothing, okay? Because ain't nothing to get nothing, okay? It's about, you can get a friend, you can connect with somebody and be cool with them, but can you maintain a friendship? That actually takes work, okay? So belief impacts biology. Biology influences the way that you behave. I live by and teach a 3-part success strategy system. Number 1, obedience to spiritual law. Looks like God is not mocked. For whatever man sows, you're going to reap. Whatever you sow into this universal algorithm, because this universe is an algorithm. It responds to your thoughts. It responds to your energy. It responds to your actions. All of these things, okay, are very important and very vital when it comes down to you understanding spiritual law. Just because you are choosing not to participate or not to study or any of these things does not mean that spiritual law is not active. It's very active. Okay. The second thing you need to understand is understanding the science of yourself, as well as understanding the science of everything else. A lot of women are walking around here completely unhinged because you are out here operating from toxic emotions and toxic experiences that you are creating yourself. And this is happening because you don't understand the science of yourself. This is happening because you are not living in sync with yourself. Hey, my love, thank you. This is happening because you are not understanding that you have 4 phases in your menstrual cycle, not just the one where where you bleed 5 to 7 days. You have luteal, you have follicular, you have ovulation, and you have menstrual. You are literally 4 different women. The reason why you think you're moody is because you're so out of touch with your internal self that you don't recognize self, so you act out. You act out and you do things because you don't know what you need to be eating during luteal. You don't know that you need to be taking certain things during ovulation. You don't know how to manage your time. You don't know that you really should be resting during your cycle, because what you do during the time when you are releasing sets the tone of how your body operates for the next cycle of that month. And because you don't understand the science of yourself, you get into it with everybody. You're moody, you're PMSing, all things that are not real. See, let's talk about it. These things are all manifestations of you not being in true connection with your internal self and being in sync with your cycle. You have a natural rhythm of your body. And when you buck the system of the rhythm of your body, guess what? The body does not cooperate, including your emotions. So when you don't understand the science of yourself, it's very impossible for you to understand the science of masculinity, because you don't understand the science of your femininity. Okay? So that's first thing. The second thing that you have to understand is that if you don't understand the science of your femininity, if you don't understand the science of masculinity, do you really think you're going to understand the science of the development when it comes down to children? When you understand the science of yourself, it is very easy for you to understand the science of everything else around you. Society is very much so, okay? Very much so good at showing you the aesthetics and the artsiness of femininity, the artsiness of masculinity, the artsy and the cuteness of marriage and kids. But they do not tell you the science of how this thing actually operates. When you understand how something operates, it's easier for you to live cohesively. The reason why you're not living cohesively within yourself, because you're not in balance with your own body, because you don't understand your cycle. You don't understand your natural rhythm. You are bucking the system. Okay? You are bucking the system in which it was created to support you. And that's why we struggle to create. That's why we have blocks in our wombs. That's why we're having all these hormonal issues as women, because your womb is an internal GPS that's letting you know where you at. And when you don't know where you at, okay, that's a huge problem. That's a huge problem. So number 2, understanding the science of yourself as well as understanding the science of everything else around you. Number 3, very important and very vital. Okay? Number 3, understanding your personal psychology, knowing your personal psychology, okay? So that you don't repeat it. Unforgiveness and femininity cannot reside in the same vessel. You cannot walk around here with so much hate in your heart and unforgiveness in your heart for the women that came before you or the people that came before you. You are going to have to do your work to heal your mother wounds. You are going to have to do your work to heal your father wounds. You are going to have to do your work to heal the wounds that are holding you back from being able to receive the love, the money, the friendship, and all the other things that you secretly desire behind closed doors and behind that independent, over hyper vigilant mask that you are wearing. Okay? These are the things that you're going to have to know. You're going to have to do that work, because as much as you think you better than your mama because you went to therapy, as much as you think you better than your mama because you got more money than her now, because you think you're so much better than your mama because you do all these great things, you're not. You are still an orange that came from that orange tree. And if you don't recognize that, if you don't get into the reality of that, you ain't going to do nothing but repeat everything she did, but just in a different way. Pick somebody else to play with, because guess what? The apple never falls that far from the tree. Never. So when you know your personal psychology, you put yourself in position to not repeat it. Not only do you put yourself not in position to not repeat it, but you set the tone for the children and the people that are coming after you, watching you, so they don't have to go through that. See, some of y'all are so lazy and so just disconnected and so self-centered that you won't close doors that your children are going to have to fight to close. Every door you don't close that you have access to be able to close, you make it 10 times harder for your children to close that door. How dare you? How dare you bring children into this space and you not prepare for them and do your work? It is self-centered, and you won't answer for that. The Most High going to see you about that. The Most High is going to see you about that. Because to be able to bring children into this world is a privilege and is a gift. You are chosen to be a vessel to rear not raise, because we raise cattle. Okay? We raise sheep. But you are to rear children, as in direct them. But you can't do that if you got too many issues and you're not dealing with your own. Okay? So hear me when I say sustainability is key. It ain't just about you getting something. It's about you knowing how to sustain it. And a success strategy for sustainability literally looks like obedience to spiritual law, understanding the science of yourself, as well as understanding the science of everything else around you, and knowing your personal psychology so that you do not have to repeat that thing. Okay? Because who wants to continuously keep going through the same thing over and over and over again? A lot of y'all got a lot of judgment for y'all mamas, but you ain't doing much different than what she did. And if you really sat down and you really assessed her situation, and you really assessed where she came from, and you really assessed all the loops and the different things that she may have missed, you probably can close those doors so you don't repeat them yourself. Generational poverty is a thing for a reason. It's a thing for a reason. It's a training. Generational curses, when it comes down to there are no strong men, masculine leadership in the family, this is a generational curse you need to pay attention to. You so busy judging your mother's choices in men that you're going to find yourself in a very similar predicament because you're not learning the lesson. Learn how to assess things without your judgmental eyes and see how quickly you shift and elevate and ascend in your own life. See how quick things begin to manifest for you. Okay? So vital, so important. Grasp it if you do nothing else. Okay? Thank you, my love, for these gifts. So let me go ahead and get into what we're talking about, which is basically manifesting specific type of people into your experience, whether that's for romance, whether that is for business, whether that is for friendship, whether that is just to build community. Okay? Very possible, very, very vital. A lot of people were threatened by this little quiz that they put out here with the census about, you meeting your standards, and the low percentages that a lot of women were ending up getting, right, when they were doing this in regard to the men that meet their standards in the States. So let's say, for example, I'm going to use me, right? My percentage, when I took the quiz, it said that 0.108, basically not even 1% of men in the United States meet my requirements and my standards when it comes down to dating, when it comes down to romantic interest, okay? When I saw that percentage, I was cool with that. It basically let me know that out of 164 million people, about 178,000 men met my standards. Some women looked at that and was like, when they saw their percentages, they were freaking out. I'm not ever going to meet this person. I'm not ever going to do this. Oh my God, this is not a good chance of me being able to have this type of experience with these type of people. Yada, 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 yada. Right? Here's where you have to work on that and where you're going wrong. Okay? For those women who took the test, if you took the test, put your results in the comments for me. And don't be ashamed to put your results in the comments. Like I told you, my result was 0.108. And I can tell you right now, as a 40-year-old woman, I have an amazing dating life. I have a roster that I date from, and I have an amazing roster of suitors. So though this percentage is saying, okay, I can only meet this certain amount of people, I'm telling you that I am connecting to these type of people all of the time. They are everywhere. Stop letting people tell you, thank you so much, I received that. Stop letting people tell you that your person, your people, your tribe is not out there. It's a lie. Now, it's very possible that you're not doing your work and you haven't done your work to be able to recognize them, to be able to know where they are. And that's what I'm going to support you with today. Okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. So I took the test. My percentage was 0.108. Oh my gosh. Now what? So then I asked women, what does that make you feel when you see such a low number? I hear women say things like, that makes me feel like, there's nothing that's going to happen for me. I don't really know what to do. Yada, 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 yada. The quiz, let me see if I can send it to Paris real quick and see if she can pin it for me. And then you guys can take it, and copy it from that pen. Paris, I'm about to send it to you real quick. And I'm sorry, because I meant to just go ahead and send it to you later. Okay. All right. So, basically, I put that number up there and it's like, how do you make you feel? And everybody's like, oh my God, it makes me feel this. It makes me feel sad. It makes me feel like I'm never going to meet these type of people. Thank you, love. We're never going to meet these type of people and all that type of stuff. And I'm like, why does it make you feel like that? And they're like, it makes me feel like that because I'm looking at this and it just seems like I have such a low possibility. Here are the things that you can do so you can position yourself in that space and not feel like that, okay? So the first thing that has to happen when you get that number from taking that quiz is that you have to broaden your perception and elevate your belief. And let me explain to you what I mean by that, right? Broaden your perception, your perception, I'm sorry. When I say broaden your perception, if you know you live in a small town and you know maybe that you're an introvert, thank you, my love, for these gifts. What you're not going to be able to do is sit at home and do nothing and think that somebody is coming to knock on your door. You're not going to get friends like that. You're not going to get a healthy relationship like that. You're not going to get any of these things. This is going to require you to literally broaden your perception about how you see partnership, whether that is in a friendship, whether you are looking for suitors, whether you are looking for a client. You are going to have to broaden your perception of things because your perception is very limited. You can't see past your hometown. You can't see past your house. I don't know why y'all think somebody's coming knock on y'all door to come save y'all and to come be with y'all. I don't know why you think that you're going to be able to sit at home and nothing is going to happen. You are going to have to broaden your perception. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. Immediately. I talk to women all the time who say, how are you doing? You know, and let me be very clear about me dating, right? I do have a dating roster. And I'm a digital nomad, so I travel and I'm all over the place. Guess what? My rosters, they live in different spaces. Yeah. They live in different places. And guess what? They all make sure I feel their energy though. They all do things to make sure that I feel honored, respected, valued, desired, all of these things, even from afar. But I had to broaden my mindset out of the space that I was in because the city that I was living in, I was not getting that type of energy. I was not getting or I was not seeing or experiencing the things that I truly wanted to experience. So I had to broaden my perspective. I had to be open. I had to be willing. I had to be willing to look at things completely differently. And I needed to elevate my belief that this was going to happen for me. I was going to be able to attract specific type of suitors. I was going to be able to be in certain spaces that were going to make me feel even more feminine than I already feel on a regular every day. So the first thing that you're going to have to do is that you're going to have to broaden your perception and elevate your belief in regard to whether it's dating, whether it is building a core friendship group, whether it is around your business. You are going to have to broaden your perspective because you don't really have any limits. You have the limits that you put on yourself. You let people tell you they're no good men, they're no friends, everybody's trash, you let society tell you and teach you that. You let these podcasts tell you that. You let all these gurus tell you that. You read all these statuses and you reading all this stuff where it's just fueling you with all this foolishness. But at the same time, you are consistently seeing people get married and have joy and be happy every single day. The problems that are being discussed right now when it comes down to relationships ain't no different from the problems that was being talked about before social media was popping. Women been having issues with men. See, let's get into it. Men been having issues with women. Let's get into it. But in the midst of that, people were still getting married. People were still being happy. I literally sat back and I just studied like marriage from the 50s all the way down to now. Let me tell you something. People were complaining then, but people were still able to find joy, find partnership, and find marriage and friendship very, 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 very easily. Despite all the different things that were being said and that were being put out there, okay, by other people. What that made me realize is that this is not a collective problem. See, we think this whole relationship thing and building people, like building friendships and all, that's a whole like it's just you just can't trust people. No. It's not about you can't trust people. You can't trust your decision making, and that's the truth. You can't trust your decision making because you make decisions based on what you believe, and what you believe is something that has been told to you. They told you there were no good friends, men, women, people out here. You believe them. Because you believe them, you settled for people who treated you low. And that's just the truth. Instead of elevating your beliefs, instead of broadening your perception past what you were seeing, you decided to sit in that. And when you sit in crap long enough, you forgot it stank. You forget that it stinks. When you sit in crap long enough, you forget. The smell just becomes your norm. And so now the stench in your nose is that there are no available people. I'm not able to access the type of men and women that I want, the type of friendships that I want. That is not true. The problem is your belief. And like I told you previously, it is your belief that impacts your biology, and your biology that influences the way you behave. So when you speak to yourself enough saying that there are no good people, you will not get active enough to get out here to see what actually is out here. You will not actually do your work to become a match to receive what it is that you claim that you want so bad, because you don't believe that it actually exists. And that's a major issue. So the first thing that has to happen is that you got to broaden your perception. You got to elevate your belief, because if you don't, you're right. You're never going to meet nobody. You're never going to meet a friend, the friends that you really want. You're never going to meet the man that you really desire and that you want. You're never going to get the clients and make the money that you want, all because you believed a lie. You really should start questioning every single thing that is being told to you in 2024. I'm just saying. You really should question that. You are constantly getting on TikTok. You are constantly getting on social media, seeing people have joy, seeing people be in healthy relationships. And you really doubt and believe that that can happen for you because somebody said that ain't no good people out here and you took it as truth. You played yourself. Some of us talk our own selves out of greatness and out of our next level and out of our blessings and out of our connections, because you simply don't believe. Because faith without works is dead. The Most High is not going to spend time convincing you that, hey, if you just come over here, this is what will support you. Baby, the Most High positioned me and told me to quit my job. Okay? Told me I was going to be out here elevating women and support. You think I took a second glance at that? I quit. I quit because I have that much faith in the Most High, and it has not failed me yet. But see, the reality is a lot of y'all not really about that life. See, God tell you to go move to Mexico, and you asking, well, how I'ma live? If the Most High puts something into your spirit, and it truly is from Him, what you better know is the Most High funds His ideas. So when the Most High told me to walk away from that $37,000, $38,000 job that was stressing me out, not paying me for my bachelor's, for my master's, and for my doctoral work, and He told me to quit, and I didn't know what the hell the next move was going to be. I didn't need to know the next move. What I found out was He was going to lay a path for me to be able to create a 6-figure business without hustling, without struggling, without exhausting myself to oblivion. And I was going to be able to articulate more of the value that is within me than I could on any 9-to-5. That was the path. But if I have been questioning, well, what am I going to do with this? And I'm doing this, and I'm going to do this. Your belief needs to be elevated. And when I'm speaking about your belief being elevated, your faith needs to be elevated. I saw a story of a queen who was talking about how she had gotten divorced. And she was so down and she was sad and she was just crying out and asking the Most High what her next move was going to be. Said the Most High told her to move to Mexico. Told her to get rid of all of her stuff and to move to Mexico. He was like, all I got is a plane ticket to be able to get there. Move to Mexico. She moved to Mexico. As soon as she landed, she got a $10,000 payment that came in from a client who saw one of her videos that she was instructed to put out there. Okay? So she was able to pay her rent up for where she was staying for the next 6 months. And then a couple of months later, things just continued to just roll in. She started meeting people in her community. She had been begging for community. Her community was already waiting for her. She just needed to show up. Y'all so scary. Y'all believe what other people tell you, You so nosy, you got to know the next step, you got to know what's going to happen, that you won't even take the first step, when the first step is the one that's going to save your life. That's the one that's going to change your life. But you're not prepared to do that because you don't have the true belief. You don't have the real belief. You don't have the true belief, and that's the issue at hand. You don't really believe. And that's why you're not manifesting this specific type of individual into your space, whether it is for romance, whether it is for friendship, whether it is for business. You lack belief, and belief is 90% of the job. Belief is 90% of your existence on this earth, because the 10% is action. 90% belief, 10% action. That's it. But the biggest part of that, people don't believe. Therefore, there is no action taken. Therefore, there is no result. Therefore, you sit in the same spot you've been sitting in, no matter how much time continues to pass you by. And you become more depressed and more down because you get no fulfillment. None. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. None. Absolutely none. So the first thing that needs to happen is that you're going to have to broaden that perception. You're going to have to elevate that belief. Do your work. The second thing that has to happen, okay, we're trying to manifest a specific type of person. See, let's get into it, right? So we're trying to manifest a specific type of person. You have to make sure that you are an energetic match to receive this type of person. Let's get into it when it comes down to relationships. Oh, you want a man that makes six figures? Because that was one of the things on there. I definitely put on there that the man on the quiz, he had to make at least six figures, right? You want a man that makes six figures? Cool. There's nothing wrong with that. You want a man that makes most of it? You want a man that makes $1 million? Okay, cool. No problem. Are you an energetic match to receive the type of person who brings in this type of income? Well, how do I know? How do I assess that? Let's get into it. How have you amplified your own value while you were checking the pockets of someone else? What have you done to amplify your own value to show that you can sustain on your own in the event that something ever happens to this person that you want so bad that has these resources? Are you able to thrive if something happens to them and they're not able to bring in this income anymore? Second question, are you able to amplify the income that's actually coming in? So if this man decided to give you $10,000, do you know what to do with it? Are you going to take it and go and buy a bag, or are you going to take it to go and invest in something and create more income for yourself? Because let me tell you something. Let me give y'all a free game. Free game. And I'm telling you, I put this on everything I love. Men don't have no problem giving women money. I'm telling you. There's not a man on my roster that I can't call right now and ask for something if I want it and not receive it. I'm not even no gimmick. And it's not because I'm doing anything. Because I'm not. Okay? It literally is because they know that when they give me something, I'm going to amplify it. It is for a good reason. It is going to be an investment. They know when they give money to me, they are investing in good ground. Whether it is something that is going to elevate me, or it is something that is going to elevate and amplify my pockets. Okay? I am a wise woman when you pass me the bag. Are you a wise woman if you were to be passed the bag? Do you know how to multiply that? Do you know how to amplify that? Do you know, if you don't, if you can't manage what you have, you are not an energetic match for a man who makes six figures or more. Let me tell you something about them type of men. Because that's who I date. So let me give you some game on them. They're not going to allow you to run through their bag. See, they got a budget for dating. They got a budget for that type of stuff. Those things are in the budget for them to be able to do what they do when it comes down to dating and all of that types, courting and all of that. Okay? They're not going to allow you to run their hard work and their money and their resources into the ground. If you don't know how to amplify that, see, this is how women get married. And then like, well, the man don't want to give me no money. He don't want to eat it. My husband don't give me no money. He don't trust you with the money. Because why would he marry you? Cause we got to think about it now. Let's just get for a second, okay? Men do not rush to marriage. Let's number one start there. They don't rush to marriage. When they see you, they're not like, oh my God, I want to be white. They're trying to see what's in you, okay? They're trying to get in you. There's really true tea. They're not checking for that. So When they see you and they have decided that you are a woman that they want to marry, they are saying that they are taking ownership for you, meaning they are taking responsibility for you, meaning that includes their resources are included. Okay? Now, I'm just telling you, resources are included in those provisions when it comes down to a man who marries you. And I'm gonna tell you something. I don't care if that man makes 50,000. I don't care if that man make 20,000. Baby, in my back in the G days, I done dated the broke of the broke, baby. I've had men go give plasma to make sure that I have what I need because they gonna go do what they do. A man who don't have and he wants, he going to do. Giving of his resources is the least that he is willing to do for you until he sees that you are wasteful with the resources. When you are wasteful with the resources, there is not going to be a continuance of giving you resources. This is why, as a woman, you should know and have a plan for your money. Why you think you don't have a plan for your money, but you playing in somebody else's pockets is crazy work. It's absolutely insanity. It's absolute insanity. You are not an energetic match for a man who makes and has high level resources when you cannot manage your own and you cannot manage yourself. A woman that lacks self-control is not a woman that is going to be able to sustain a marriage with a man that has multitude of resources. I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling you, I see men get rid of their women wives quickly when they see that they're not resourceful. They're not gonna let you put them in the ground. They work too hard to come themselves up. Are you an energetic match to receive what you are asking for? I want a man that makes 6 figures. I want a man that's in shape. I want a man that's do that. Where are you? Where are you in your process? You want a man that works out? Have you worked out today? You want a man that makes 6 figures? Have you made any money today outside of your 9 to 5? I'm sorry, do you have a form of passive income? Do you have hobbies? Anything that you can monetize? If they told you to quit your job today, are you prepared and you understand that you're going to be able to get? Listen, Christina, I'm proud of you, sis, and I can't wait to see your results because I'm telling you, you're looking at the work. And I had to test the theory for myself. You're looking at the work. Used to have horrible dating experience. Used to not be able to call in and attract proper support. But it was all my fault. I'm just keep it real with you. It was all my fault. My beliefs were not elevated. I had no faith. I had no faith because I was listening to society talk about how horrible men and women were. So I just settled for what I could get. See, let's get into it. That's what you do. When you don't understand your divineness and you don't understand that you were created in the likeness and the image of the Most High, when you don't understand that you truly have godlike nature and that your essence is a gift and your beauty is currency and your time, energy, attention is power as a woman, when you don't understand that, you blow it. You waste it. You give it away. You're foolish. Yeah, it's no other way to put it. You're foolish because you don't know. You don't know. But when you broaden your perspective and you elevate your faith and your belief and you do your work to become an energetic match to receive the things that are in alignment with your desires of what you truly want, baby, it ain't nothing to attract the type of people you want. It ain't nothing. It's nothing to do. Truthfully. Number 3. Another part that's very important if you're wanting to attract your specific type of person. It absolutely is scary. Girl, I was crying the whole way. Listen, I've built and then on top of that too, I cried the whole way. And I tell people all the time, as a business owner, I cry all the time. Yes, I'm a 6-figure business owner. I built it from the ground up. Yes, I don't hustle. But yes, this is a faith walk. Yes, this is me being plugged in and obedient with the Most High and completely trusting that the Most High is going to fund this idea that he put in my soul. And he's been funding it for the last 3 years. And I ain't missed a beat. But that's that's trust. I became an energetic match for a 6-figure business, but I had to do work to get there. I had to do work to get there. And it ain't even the work that you think is work. It's the work. Okay? So the third thing that's very important, after you broaden your perception, after you elevate your belief, after you realize, okay, yes, I am an energetic match to be able to receive this type of person or this type of experience, okay? You have to then know your value and know how to leverage it. I'm saying it again. You have to know your value and you have to know how to leverage it. I'm going to give you a perfect example. One of the things that I have noticed when I ask suitors, about what initially made them more attractive, made them attracted to me, and like what was it, or whatever that called them in, there are three key things that they say every time. And I'd be like, number one, they always speak about my kindness. You are such a kind woman. I can just tell in nature that is truly who you are. Now, I know you don't play, because I don't. Okay? It's strict over here. But I can tell that you are a very kind woman, and that is so attractive. Number one, y'all mean as hell. Why? Y'all mean as hell because y'all don't like y'all life and y'all don't like yourself. And it don't have nothing to do with anyone outside of yourself. Walking around with a mug on, I just can't hide my facial expression. Your facial expression is a representation of what's happening on the inside of you. Huh? And it's not warm, it's not attractive, it's not, yeah. It pushes people away. Kindness is the first thing I always hear. The second thing that I always hear is that you're so caring. I pay attention to how you work with your community. I pay attention to how you take care of your tribe, your family, your friends, yourself. And that type of care is just amazing. I love the way you carry yourself and how you care for yourself as a woman. That is the second thing this ain't one man talking. These are multiple men that are telling me this. Okay? Third thing, very key, very important. Don't miss it. They always say, and your character. You always do your best to see the best in individuals, even if they're trash. That's I've heard them say that. You really do your best to understand people and to love people truly how God says that we should love them. My kindness, my caring nature, and my character are the top three things that make me most attractive to men who meet my standards of having good character, having resources, being, making the right amount of money necessary for the way I want to live. Those things is what is huge. Those are huge key factors in calling in those type of relationships and those type of suitors into my life. Okay? Why is it like that? Number one, because a lot of people are mean. A lot of people are so, thank you, my love, for these gifts. They're so caught up and they're in so much pain because they're not dealing with self, and so they blame everyone else, and so everything is like, oh, what you want? As soon as the man says something, oh, what you want? Not kind. And love is kind. Ain't that the first thing you say? Love is patient, love is kind. So if you're not loving to self, baby, how you gonna love me? That's not attractive. Start there. Second element of why that seems to be attractive to them is that a lot of women present themselves like they don't give a damn. They don't care. You don't care about how you present yourself. You don't care about how you look when you go outside. You don't care about what comes out of your mouth. When it tells you in scripture there's power of life and death in the tongue. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. You don't even understand your words lord over your life. And you speak to people with just such not kind, not caring about self, and lacking character because you're too busy trying to get your lick back to prove a point. Instead of understanding your value, baby, and I tell people all the time, I don't get my lick back. I don't get my lick back. Let me tell y'all something. I never have to get my lick back. Ever. Universal law states God is not mocked, for whatever a man sows, ye shall reap, baby. I ain't never seen anybody do anything to me and get away with it. I'm telling you what I know to be factual. I ain't got to touch you. I don't have to say anything. Baby, you play with me, you going to get dealt with. But that's because I've chosen my alliance. I've chosen to align myself with the Most High. So I'm not going to touch you. I'm not going to even really deal with you, but you will be dealt with. And when you understand that, it's easier for you to walk away when you are disrespected. When you are disrespected by a friend, you are disrespected by a man, you are dishonored by people, baby, you show them with your actions what time it is. We're not talking. I am acting. Okay? And I can walk away from you and we don't even have to have a closure conversation, baby. I'm going to address the issue. We ain't got to have no closure. The door got closed when you decided to dishonor me. And I don't deal with dishonor because I don't dishonor myself. And here's the thing that's very valuable about me that I understand that you need to grasp about yourself. And this is what I'm talking about when I say know your value and know how to leverage it. I understand that I am a rare being. This test that I have y'all, that I've talked about y'all taking, that little test, it lets you know how rare you truly are and how rare what you are attracted to truly is. And because I understand there aren't a lot of kind women, because I understand there aren't a lot of caring women, because I understand there aren't a lot of women operating from the fullness of their character, baby, you could never get another me. So if you blow it with me, baby, I'm out. Because what I understand is that women like me are always in demand. Get into it. Women who are kind, women who are of quality, women who understand their value are always in demand, and they are always deeply desired, craved, wanted, and the men will do anything for those types. And I'm telling you what it is. I am telling you what it is. That's what it is. But you got to understand your value and know how to leverage it. See, baby, y'all don't have no value. You don't understand. You scared to walk away. He's the best man I ever had. You had everybody. Have you met everyone? Have you encountered everyone that you are going to encounter up into this experience in your life? No? Then what are we talking about here? You don't know what your best is. Baby, get to 90. Get to 100 if the Lord spare your life, and then speak about the best times of your life. Baby, you don't know. I'm 40 and I'm just now tapping into some of the best or the great experiences. Lord, spare my life. I can't wait to look back at 90 and be like, girl, you did that at 40. Girl, you did that. Girl, these are life. You have got to understand your value. Not understand, but know your value. Know your value and know how to leverage it. Know how to walk away. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. You know how I always know if a woman is settling in her life? I don't even need to ask her about the man. I ask her one question. If she's working a 9 to 5, I said, when you took that 9 to 5, did you negotiate your salary? A salary that was given to you because you were so excited to have a job. You were so excited to get this title. You were so excited to be amongst these people. Did you ask for more money? Did you go for the gusto? Did you consider your life vision when you were speaking about you being paid? Hey, my love. No, you didn't, did you? So if you're not negotiating your salaries or articulating your value of why you should be paid more for this position, even though they won't, especially because they want you just accepted that. And if you can't negotiate with strangers, you're not going to tell me that you're out here negotiating and articulating your value with the opposite sex, because you're not. Because who you are in life is who you are in business and is who you are at work. If you procrastinate at work, you procrastinate in life. So pick somebody else to play with. A lot of y'all out here settling. Y'all won't even ask for more money, but you will do all the extra work that they ask you to volunteer for, like a slave. When the system is set up for you to be a slave and not be successful anyway, and you commit to a slavery system instead of standing in ownership and understanding and articulating your value and knowing how to leverage it. You don't know how to do that. You ain't doing that. So I know if you're not doing that at work, you ain't doing it with that man either. Stop lying. Cut the lies out. I want us to start telling the absolute truth so you can start manifesting specific type of people into your space and into your experience. I am telling you, as a person who used to manifest hellacious people into my life, now as a woman who manifests amazing experiences and people into my life and into my world, thank you, my love, for these gifts. It is very possible. It is very possible with the things that I am telling you. Okay? So don't get discouraged by that little test that's telling you, oh, the men that meet your standards in the United States is 0.025. So it's looking like it's 50,000 men in the States that's meeting your standards. So then we start going into different type of elements like, okay, what are their habits? Am I you going to broadening your perception and elevating your belief that you can actually encounter these people and interact with these people just by being yourself, not being anything else. The second thing is you have to be an energetic match to receive that. You're not an energetic match to receive a healthy relationship when you are still engaging in toxic behaviors and practices against yourself. What you do to yourself is what you will do to someone else. See, that's why people get so caught up with people. They're like, oh, she always talking about somebody. She always criticizing somebody. She always doing this. I guarantee you, yeah, she wrong. And she needs to mind her business. But the reality of the situation is she internally criticizes herself. She internally breaks her own self down. So it's so much easier for her to be able to articulate that to you because that is what she does to herself. Baby, what is within is going to always come out. What is saying scripture? Out of the mouth, the heart speaks. Of the mouth, the heart speaks. Okay? So I need you to understand that and be very clear on that. So you articulating your value and knowing how to leverage it is key when you're wanting to manifest specific type of people into your experience. But you've got to be an energetic match to be able to receive those type of individuals into your world. And some of y'all world too messy. It's too dirty, it's too nasty, and you need to clean it up. Clean up your house before you start inviting people over. Because that's wild work, the way y'all just want people to come over and the house be a mess. And some of y'all only clean up when people coming over. Baby, clean the house so when you get a surprise. Because the thing is, and I'm going to tell you free game. When you are sowing seeds and doing this type of work, whether it is in business or whether it is you trying to manifest specific people into your experience for romance or whatever, what you will notice is when you are in that period of where you're sowing seeds, what ends up happening, okay? This is what ends up happening. What ends up happening is that you be thinking, okay, I'm sowing seeds, and then all of a sudden, everything just start coming. Harvest, 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 harvest. And you like, next thing you know, you're standing in the center and you're surrounded by fruit and flowers, and you don't even know how this happened because you seem like it's happening so fast. Okay? It's not that it's happening so fast. These things pop up on you, and if you're not ready, if your house not clean, when somebody comes to your house, then guess what? It's going to be a mess. So you clean your house in preparation for not just anyone to come by, but for yourself primarily. You operate better when the temple is clear. You operate better when the house is clean. You think better. When you clean a room, your whole mind clears out. Okay? So you've got to understand and know that you have to be able to receive, and you can't receive if you have all these things on the inside of you. Trust me. Okay? Number 4, after you got in a position where you know your value and you are knowing how to leverage it, okay, you have to put yourself in a position to be seen. Now, let's talk about this in the form of romance, and let's talk about this in the form of friendship, and let's talk about this in the form of business. Let's do romance first. If you took this quiz and it told you that you had a low percentage in these type of men, for me, for example, mine was, like I said, 0.018. That means about 178,000 men meet my basic requirements to be able to get to know me and all that type of stuff, right? So then you have to start asking yourself, where are these 178,000 hanging out? What are these 178,000's habits? What are these 178,000 people? What are they doing on the regular? What are they studying? What is this? What is that? What is this? What is that? As you begin to understand these things, you begin to know where to position yourself to be seen. Free game. These nice little conventions. Okay? If we're talking about romantic suitors, these nice little and I like, I'm just talking about me now. I like the nerdy types. So that's just me. There are conferences, tech conferences, there's all these different type of things that you can be positioning yourself to go to. If these 178,000 type of people or types of men are going to be in these type of spaces, then you position yourself to be seen. When it comes down to business, the name of the quiz is it is Love at First Match. It is the male and female standards calculator for the U.S. Census data. Okay? When I say position yourself to be seen, I'm not saying for you to go out and be like, oh, look at me, pick me, see me. No. None of that. None of that, okay? What I'm saying is for you to, number one, do all of these things. You have already elevated your belief. You've already broadened your perspective. You've already understand that you're an energetic match to be able to receive anyone that is literally in this particular room. You know your value and you know how to leverage it. And now you positioned yourself to be seen. And like I say all the time with women, when you enter into a room, the first thing that should happen is your energy should be felt first. They should smell you second. Okay? See you third. Hear you last. So they should feel you first, smell you second, see you third, speaking last. That is how you put yourself in position to be seen. When I enter into a room, networking, a bunch of suitors in there, or if it's just a room where I want to connect with people, I walk into the room. I'm not on my phone. My purse is right next to me. I walk in. I'm going to lock eyes with somebody in that room. I am going to pull someone in my energy. I'm going to walk into the room and I'm going to stand. Baby, I'm going to stand like you going to think, you going to think the president walked in there. Because I'm going to walk in and I'm going to stand and I'm going to look and scan the room. I'm going to lock eyes with some person. I'm going to smile and be very warm and inviting, and then I'm going to assess and start walking in the room. Okay? So what I've done is I've pulled people into my energy. I pulled someone into my energy. That is how you start to command the room and you position yourself to be seen. And you ain't even said a word. You ain't even said a word. Absolutely. Tech, business conferences, golf courses. I already told y'all I went horseback riding randomly and going to do the things you enjoy. I went horseback riding and I ended up meeting somebody and it was like, oh, I play golf. And I was like, oh my goodness, I would love. And he said, I'd love to teach you golf lessons for free. Business is done on the golf course. Then I can meet more people. Like y'all, like you have to be found and doing things that are putting you in the highest vibrational state, which I'm going to get into that in a second. So again, these 4 things, and then I'm going to tell you this last aspect of it. Number 1, if you're wanting to manifest a specific type of person, whether it's a client, a person for romantic interest, a friend, your tribe, community, whatever, first thing you have to do is broaden your perception and elevate your belief. Move past what you got going on. Okay? Move past what you got going on up here so that you can start seeing your world bigger than where you are. The second thing is that you have to make sure that you're an energetic match to be able to receive this type of person. Because you can go in these rooms and you can do this stuff, but if you're not an energetic match for that, it's going to start and it's going to flop. I'm just going to be honest with you. And I don't want to lie to you. So don't be going in the room and be like, what you said didn't work. No, you didn't work. Because hear what I'm telling you. You have to work first before anything is going to work outside of self. Okay? So you have to be an energetic match to be able to receive this type of individual. Third thing is, you got to know your value and you got to know how to leverage it. Meaning you know how to walk away from things that don't serve you. Meaning you don't take salaries, okay? And we don't take sales, okay, that are not truly in alignment with what we have going on, okay? You walk away from things that don't serve you. Here's the thing that you got to understand, and I've seen it multiple times. I encourage the queen. Period. Ain't nobody golf is expensive. Ain't nobody broke playing golf. You ain't never lied. Okay, there's the absolute truth on that. So I had one particular queen come to me. She was a makeup artist, and this studio was offering her, I think like maybe $1,000 for 2 days of work. And baby, I used to be an artist, so makeup, my day rate was 1,000. So you're not gonna run me for 2 days. And really, my day rate was 1,500. But you're not gonna run me for 2 days and only pay me $1,000. So she asked me what I thought about it, and I said I feel like you should charge and ask for at least 2,500 at minimum. She emailed them back and said, I would like 2,500 at minimum. They were like, well, no, we have to do this and we're not going to be able to pay you that. You know what she did? She said, thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm going to have to decline. Why? Because she understood her value and she knew how to leverage it. Guess what happened the next day? They emailed her back, hey, we're going to run you there 2,500. Can you be here tomorrow at 9? See, y'all so scared that y'all are not going to buck the system and actually negotiate. That's why you don't get what you want in your personal life, and you don't get the type of money that you want when you go submit to these corporations, because you're scared to really buck the system, because you're so happy to have a job. You're so happy to be on a date that you don't want to ask questions to piss him off, because you're so happy to be on a date. Girl, bye. We don't want a date. We want destiny, okay? That's what we want. We don't care about people getting pissed off by these questions. We don't care about this. Y'all be worried about the wrong thing. Get excited about your destiny. Get excited about the destination that you are going on. Stop getting enamored with the date that you won't even ask no questions. That's crazy work. And then you're wondering why you ended up with a narcissist. Because you're so enamored. You're so happy to be there. I'm so happy to have a job. What? What are we doing right now? Like, really, really start paying attention to this thing, okay? So know your value and know how to leverage it and position yourself, lastly, so that you are able to be seen by placing yourself in these environments where these individuals are, meaning that's going to require you to do your own work to do that, okay? So let's go ahead and get into the bottom line of this. The bottom line of this is this. This process is going to call you and force you, okay, to pull yourself apart, to examine yourself, to amplify your value, and to enter into elevated spaces. That takes work to do. Again, those 4 things that I just explained to you are going to require you to pull yourself apart, to examine yourself, to amplify your value, and to start entering into elevated spaces. These things require the following. They require time, they require energy, they require attention, and money. So guess what? If you really want to manifest a specific type of person into your life, the focus needs to be on you, not them. But on team, oh, you thought I was going to tell you focus on them? Absolutely not. The focus needs to be on the following: mastering your feminine design, mastering your doubts that are in your mind, and mastering your dollars. Because these are the things that are going to be required so that you can put yourself in a position and vibrate so high. Because the vibration of you being in joy and love, that is what's attractive. That is what calls those type of individuals into your space. And when those individuals come into your space after you have mastered your design, after you have mastered the doubts in your mind, after you have mastered your dollars, these things are going to put you in position to receive exactly the specific type of person that you are wanting to enter into your space. Chef's kiss. So while y'all focused on them, you need to be focused on you. So while you focused on what they doing, you need to be focused on what you need to be doing. Okay? Because that's the reality. That's how you manifest your specific person. Master your design, master the doubts in your mind, master them dollars. Because all those things are going to be required to position you to vibrate high. You can't vibrate high when you broke. Huh? When you worry about how the bill's going to get paid. You can't vibrate high when you out of whack and toxic, emotionally responding to everything. Baby, you ain't vibrating high. You ain't finna. And nobody's attracted to that but a clown who likes circuses, put on the red nose. You need to master your dollars so you stop counting the pockets of somebody else. Because a lot of y'all be trying to get into these relationships so you can get a bag because you don't understand that you can create a bag yourself because you are the bag. Ooh, but you don't know that though. You're not in tune with that though. That's why you count the pockets of somebody else, hoping that their bag is going to save you and rescue you. It's not. It's not. Okay? So, if you are a woman who is struggling to mastering your design, you really want to manifest your specific type of person. You struggle to master your design. You struggle to master the doubts in your mind. And most importantly, you struggle to master your dollars. Then I have something coming. I have a masterclass coming. It is happening on April 15th. And for the weekend, the price is going to be $197. You can get it with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. And after this weekend is going up to $222. Okay? What's going to happen in this masterclass called Earn Using Your Essence, I'm going to support you in using your feminine design, okay, and understanding it so that you can create products and services so you can get dollars that frees you to be able to go and have these experiences. So if you really like and want to learn golf lessons, but you don't have the additional income to be able to do that, you need to have a digital product or service, something that is passive that you can put out there that can just create income for you so you can enjoy these experiences. You should have a budget for beauty currency to keep yourself up. And I'm just telling you the truth. You should have a fund available for you for beauty currency. If you need to work out, if you need to get certain things done when it comes down to your body and your health, whatever is going to position you so you can travel more, whatever is going to position you more to keep you at a high vibrational state where you have joy, you have peace, and you have love, okay? That's what we need to be focused on. If you're wanting to manifest specific type of people, you need to be a specific type of person yourself. If you ain't at the best version of yourself, cut it. Because you're not an energetic match for the best version of someone else. And it is low down, it is dirty, it is scandalous, and it is a lack of character for you to position yourself to be in that when you know you're not ready. You know you're not ready. So if you are a woman who is prepared, who desires to earn with her essence, and here are the things that we're going to be going over in that. So we're very clear. You're going to uncover your business identity by understanding your sales archetype. Okay. You're going to refine these client strategies so you can attract people. We're not doing none of these cookie cutter, oh, this is how you can attract your client. No, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to be doing, what your client needs to hear, what your client needs for you so they can buy in. People are still spending money. Stop listening to these people. Yes. The United States is going down. Yes. It's a recession. Yes. They're not saying it out loud. Yes. But what they got to do with you and the one you serve? What does that have to do with you and your gifts that literally it says in Proverbs 8 and 12 that you have creative and witty inventions in your very being? I ain't lost a dollar. We slick been in this recession situation for a while now, actually. It ain't just start this year. I had 6 figures last year in the midst of what everyone's talking about. Oh, there's no money. Nobody's spending no money. Nobody's doing this. Still doing well. It's about you having clear understanding of your value, being able to articulate that value, being able to put that out there into a product or service where people buy in. Okay? You're going to learn how to transform your business into a soulful sanctuary of fulfillment. No hustle. You're going to have holistic approaches to entrepreneurship. I'm going to show you how to create things and set things up to where you are able to create a 6-figure plan. And I'm going to dive deep into digital product creation. I'm going to show you how to create the product. I'm going to show you literally step by step how to market. Okay? And I'm going to talk to you more so about selling so that you are actually starting to make money. When you are bringing in this income passively, if you decide you want to go to a tech conference to find your tribe, to connect with these type of people, guess what? You got the bag for it. You have the bread for it. If you decide you want to go on a solo trip and eat, pray, love your way into whatever, and you meet connections there, guess what? You have the income for it. Guess what? Things are still coming in because you're consistently sowing these seeds. And like Paris said, all of my products you can get with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. You can click the link in the bio. It says Earn with Your Essence. You can grab it. Like I said, over the weekend, it's going to be $197. Probably by Monday evening, it's going up to $222. Okay? So, That is what you need, and that's what's going to support you if you are trying to manifest a specific type of person, whether it is a client, whether it is a romantic partner, whether it is a friend. I literally just gave you the game of how I've used that strategy to do my work, to attract better partners, to attract high paying clients, to attract high level friendships as I am ascending in business and in life. It works, but it does not work if you don't work. Okay? Drop your questions in the comments for me. Congratulations. Somebody just purchased a ticket. Congratulations. I'm only going to give out and have available about 15 tickets for this masterclass because I'm going to be very detailed, and it's going to be like, and I can tell you, this is going to be major and massive. The price point will not be $197 once it is for resale, because it's going into a program. I can guarantee you, because the women who are going to be in that class, who apply that work, who really implement and do their work when it comes down to their gifts, they are going to see a great return on their investment. Okay? So drop whatever questions that you have for me currently. Let me know how I can support you. I got a few minutes and then I got to get off here. But drop your questions for me really quickly. Yes, and congratulations, y'all. I seen another ticket just come through. Congratulations. So that's going to be what, 13 tickets? Okay. So if you're ready to do your work, because baby, sitting in your hometown or sitting where you sitting thinking somebody finna come knock on your door is crazy work. Whether it's for a partner, a friend, whatever, you're going to have to do your work. Mastering your design, mastering those doubts in your mind, mastering your dollars, okay? That's going to be very key and very important here for you wanting to manifest your specific type of person. So I'm going to give, like I said, a couple more minutes for questions, and then I got to let y'all go because I got to go tackle some stuff. Yay. Thank you so much. All right, my loves. I'm not seeing any questions come in. So, if you have any additional questions, DM me. If you catch me before sundown, y'all know I practice Sabbath. So, if you got questions, DM me. Um, just, y'all, please. You can manifest a specific type of person into your space, but it is going to require a lot from you. And if you are prepared to do that work, then be prepared to be able to attract that type of individual. And if you're not, then I don't know to tell you, but to do your work. Okay? So happy Feminine Friday. Happy Fly Woman Friday. It is my prayer that something literally has inspired you to take action and to really do your work, to be able to manifest the desires that you truly, truly want. And most importantly, not manifest the desires, but know how to manage the desires as they come. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. But I really want you guys to grasp that. Like, you really can create the life you desire, but it's going to require you to do a lot of internal work. The replay is definitely going to be available. Make sure that you are on my YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube and you'll be able to get access. How can we regulate our emotions when you have random gut feelings and not knowing why? Not knowing. How can you regulate your emotions when you have random gut feelings, not knowing why, or having a reason? First things first, you don't. First things first is adapting the mindset that you don't need a reason. All you need to know is that you feel uncomfortable. All you need to know that something feels off. You don't necessarily have to know the reason immediately at the time, but if you're feeling something, that is a reason for you to pause. Whatever is happening in that moment, pause. Okay? You don't have to always know exactly what is happening, but what I tend to do is that if I have a fight or flight response, or my gut feels uneasy, or my nervous system feels uneasy, I begin to ask the Most High, hey, do I need to exit this situation right now? And whatever I feel after that is what I follow and I do. 9 times out of 10 later on, I end up finding out why I had to move, or why that feeling was so prevalent within me. But at that current time, it didn't matter. I just needed to get out the way, okay, of whatever was happening or whatever was coming right. If I get around a person and my nervous system is shot, something is wrong. The body's telling me something is not right here. I don't need to do a further investigation. I just need to obey that feeling. So the first thing is understanding when you feel that, to immediately obey it and pay attention to it, because it's not something that you need to overlook. The second thing that is going to be very important is, because you don't know what's going on, is no point of you exhausting yourself with worry, because worry weakens the immune system scientifically. So what you're going to do is this activity I like to call pass the brick. So it says in scripture that we are to cast our cares, right? So I'm passing the brick. If I don't know what's going on, I can't control what's going on, I ain't finna spend my time worrying about what's going on. What I trust in the basis of my femininity is that the Most High got me. So I'm going to pass the brick and ask the Most High to reveal it to me in time for me to be able to do whatever it is that I need to do. So number one, I obey the feeling. Number two, I pass the brick. Number three, I ask for wisdom. That's it. And I just move accordingly. You're welcome. Like, it goes from normal to certain parts of the day where I feel sad. You also may be a person that feels things around, feels everyone around you. And you have to be I'm a person that feels everything around me. So I have to often ask myself, is this mine or is this for someone else? And I will ask the Most High, okay, is this mine or is this for somebody else? And if I'm not getting that it's mine, I pray for the person, and I release it, and I move on. What if you feel you're great at manifesting everything but love? Then I would ask, are you a manifestation yourself of love? And if not, then I would encourage you to grab the Reset, Renew, and Rewire Masterclass, because that breaks down how to manifest a new version of yourself. If you are not a manifesting, you may be a great money manifester. You may be able to bring and attract money and do all these things. But if you are not a manifestation yourself of love, it's going to be very difficult for you to be able to call love in. So love has to have space to expand and to grow. And you have to ask yourself, have you created space for that? Are you an energetic match for that? Okay. Thank you, my love, for these gifts, because that's something that's very important to pay attention to. Congratulations. Somebody just purchased purchased a ticket to the masterclass, Earn With Your Essence. So hopefully that helped. Okay. All right, loves, I gotta go. So I hope that y'all have an amazing, amazing Feminine Friday. Like I said, DM me if you guys have any questions. And congratulations to those who have purchased their tickets to the masterclass. I really am excited about this class, because this is really just going to position you to be able to do the things that you really desire and the things that you really, really want. If that's wanting to travel more, if that's wanting to be at more conferences to position yourself to connect with more people, you will be able to do that, because you're not necessarily worried about, how am I going to make money? How is this going to do this? How is it going to do it? You're setting yourself up to be able to do that. And I think it's very vital and very important for people to realize that. Okay? So I hope that y'all have an amazing evening. Thank y'all so much for y'all time. And y'all, please, please, please remember that self-care is the key fundamental of every single relationship. And you set the tone of how other people treat you by the way you treat yourself. And you should treat yourself exceptionally well, because you truly, truly deserve it if you believe that about yourself. Okay? All right, y'all. Have a good one.